All right, so non-destructive color editing, as opposed to what we had before, is essentially done through the layer menu and not the image adjustments menu. So remember, image adjustments in hue, saturation, or selective color, and all those other options, levels included, will change your image. But what we'll want to do is actually go into the layer menu and then create a new adjustment layer to make an image correction here. So under this menu, you have the option of hue, saturation, selective color down here, levels, curves, etc. But it's going to do it in slightly a different way. So you can still select an object on your canvas. So I'm going to start with that. I'm going to go into my quick mask mode and select a brush, and then just kind of, where's my string? No, I want the brush. No, I want that. Okay, there we go. Let me find my brush. Here we go. Now it's going to that. I don't understand why it's not doing what I want it to. There. So in my quick mask mode, I'm just kind of taking my brush and going around the fin. This is just a rough selection. And then coming out of the mode and seeing my selection there. So it's really rough, but if you go under layer and new adjustment layer and select hue saturation at this point, it's going to ask you to name a new layer, and I'll call it like fins, I don't know, it's like magenta. So I'm going to do that because I want to name this layer something that is going to describe what I'm doing with it as far as from a color image editing standpoint. So now what you see here on the side is a mask. So this mask is kind of generally the shape that I had drawn on the screen with the selection, but you can't see anything selected here on the screen itself. That's because my selection actually changed to a mask. It's just isolating this area. And so under this area here, it's just going to open this panel, this hue saturation panel, and this is identical to the other options that you have in destructive color editing mode, except it's just in a slightly different format. So the same drop downs exist. So in this case, I'm going to target the yellows in this area here that I have selected, and I'm going to drag my slider, and only the yellows are going to be changed to a different color here. So I'm changing the fins to really like the magenta color that I'm kind of going for, okay? And you can do your lightness and saturation and all of that just like you would in any other mode there. You can, or I'm sorry, just like you would in the destructive color editing mode of hue saturation. You can colorize it too, but if I select colorize, it's not going to target just the yellow pixels. It's going to change the color of everything, including that subtle outline that I had selected in the sky around those legs there. I could turn it on just to kind of show you. See, when I colorize, it's not selecting the color specifically in the drop down and replacing those. It's actually changing the whole outline that I traced. So I don't want that. I'm going to delete that layer adjustment altogether. So again, I'm going to quick select. And this is what I want to show you, because when we get into the catalog and start color editing products, this is going to make it much easier for you to do using non-destructive editing. And so essentially, I'm sorry, hold on one second. Let me actually, there we go. So I'll repeat this process if I want to have a different variation of this color. Okay, so I'll actually take this layer now that I'm working with, and it's calling an adjustment layer, clicking, alt-clicking, and dragging it up, turning it off, the one beneath it, and then actually double-clicking this thumbnail here to bring up the slider again, and then do more color changing. But in fact, I'll have to target the yellows again because my selection isn't perfect, and then use my slider to go into like a different color option if I want. And so the purpose of this to increase efficiency is really to color change an image and then look at your variations just by turning them on or turning layers on or off. Do I like it this way? Do I like it that way? Etc.